Hi, how are you? Today I'm sharpening some KitchenAid knives. These have got beautiful handles, very comfortable to use, but they're normal stainless steel, nothing really special. But I just thought you'd want to come along. Plus the customer has requested that I maybe film the sharpening so he can see how I work. So you can come along for the ride. This video, as always, brought to you by the new Baz knife jig holder. You can purchase one at isharpen.shop. So let's have a look at it in use, and let's have a look at these sharpening. Now, first of all, I noticed that this has got a very interesting curve. It goes all the way around, so that's good. Now, I'm going to use the Blackstone again. Now, this is my third Blackstone, and the Blackstone is my favourite wheel now for sure. Although, I was approached recently by a CBN wheel manufacturer with a special deal if I wanted to try their wheels out. Not free, but a pretty good price. So I'm not sure about that. If you've got any opinions, let me know. I'm a stone guy normally, since the 80s, but I am curious. Because these wheels cost me about $500, $460, $470, and they last me about 2 or 3 months because I do a lot of sharpening. Now I get great value out of that because I actually get this many knives out of it. That is 90 lots of 5. So if you work that out, you'll see that it's well over 500 knives. And 32. So if you do the mathematics, I usually charge about $12.50 US, or 20 bucks Australian for a knife, which is not the cheapest around, but I do precision work. And so I charge a little bit more than normal. Plus I care. So in this video you're going to see the whole job. What do we say? 5 knives. And for those of you who are interested in becoming knife sharpeners and setting up a commercial operation, you may have heard that the Tormek is very slow. Well, let's just see how slow it is compared to the fantastic result that I'm about to get. As you can see, the new knife jig works beautifully. We couple the new centering KJ jig with a nice big fat thumb cup, nice stiff, robust, unbreakable almost. Don't test it, but it's very tough design. Okay, well, I'm nearly there. And it feels like, whoops. So you'll see that the jig stopped because my wheel got wet, my drive wheel. So I need a guard over there to stop the water from falling onto this, because I run this naked. Well, I'm wearing clothes now, but normally I run it naked. I do all my honing on a separate machine over here to avoid interference. When the wheel gets low, the straight knives, like the carving knives, tend to bump into this leather wheel here. So I was lucky enough to buy another machine secondhand, which cost me nothing after I sold the extra jigs that came with it. And so I have the luxury of being able to use 2 machines. I've actually got a third one over there, an old one. I think they call it the Super Grind 2000. Okay, that's ready to go. but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to hit it with a 320 grit. So this CBN manufacturer, depending on the price that I can get them for, I may even be able to have them branded to the iSharpen shop and be able to sell them to you guys after I've tested them and make sure that they're good. These are very thin knives, I've noticed, which is a good thing. The knife jig handles have been selling very well, so I want to send a quick thank you out to everyone who's supporting this channel and of course enjoying their new yellow Baz knife jig handle. It's not the jig, just the handle. I think they're a massive improvement on the stock handle that comes with these jigs. And you seem to agree. I haven't been making very many videos lately because of my motorcycle obsession. My Suzuki GSX 1100 is in the shop again at the moment. You'll notice it's not here. Otherwise you'd be able to see it. Getting a brand new set of Mikuni RS36 carbies for those of you who already know what that means. That's going to add a few more horsepower and some manners. So that'll be fun. I'll have to hang on tight. Chili doesn't like motorbikes. He gets all run aroundy when I'm starting it up and moving it out because he knows that I'm about to head out and leave him behind, which is very sad, but you know, it is what it is. Let's have a look here. I'll just run it once or twice just quickly in case that's all it needs on the strop. Kangaroo tail, of course. And for those of you in America or Europe or anywhere outside of Australia, if you cannot get kangaroo tail, try buffalo. That's still catching a little bit. Try buffalo or horsehide. Make sure it's raw. Don't get super processed leather. And by raw, you may, what I mean is unrolled, uncoloured, just tanned. Some water spots. Not brilliant, but this is a working sharpery. Things get dirty. And let's have a look. Did that help? Yeah, sort of, but still not quite there. telephone. That was the owner of these knives, asking if they're ready. Dropped them off yesterday. I said they'd be ready in the morning. They're not quite ready yet. That feels a bit better. Nice. All right. Let's see if we can leave the camera there. That'll avoid me having to move it around and what have you. Now, I might do this little guy next because it's deep, like the chef knife, so it means less movement here. So what have we got there? It has to come down a little bit. So, if you can't think of a comment to make but you want to participate, tell me where you are. Where are you? And what time of the day are you watching? And what are you watching on? And are you a sharpener? If you are, what gear do you use? Do you have a Tormek? If you have a Tormek, what jigs are you using? Are you using the old style? Forgot their name. What are they called? SVM? Or are you using the new style? And if you're using the new style, are you using my Baz jig? Or are you happy with the standard Tormek handle? Some people are. And the people that are generally those who haven't used the old jig and don't know the benefits and the comfort of having a thumb cup, and they've gotten used to using it that way. That's fine. That's fine, that works. This one needs a bit of grinding, so I'm just gonna rough it up. Hey, Chili's in the house. What's up, Chili? Do you have a dog? Let me know if you've got a dog. Love dogs. Dogs are better than people. I think. Do you agree? So all jigs or jig handles come with free shipping. Well, it's not free, but it's included in the price, so you don't have to worry about extra cost. The price you see is the price you pay. And if you buy two at once, because you might have the long knife jig and the short knife jig, or the normal and the flexible. So if you want, you buy two, you get the second one a bit cheaper, because they both fit in the same box. So I save on shipping, which means you shave, which means you shave. Yeah. I've sent some of these jig handles out to Warren. If you're watching, you're going to get yours soon. And Paul over at Alexandra Knife Sharpening, you're getting yours as well soon. See what you think. All right, that's working nicely. I've got a good burr. One more. In case you're worrying about the state of that water, it is from yesterday's grinding as well, so it's probably a little bit dirty, but even clean, the blackness of the grain as it comes off makes the water very grey, so it's not as dirty as you think it is. So if you're new to Tormek sharpening, I'm guessing that these videos, watching me sharpen multiple knives for a customer, would be useful to you, so you can see how long it takes me. Now you may take a little bit longer, but if you're not flat out busy all day, who cares how long it takes, really? All it cares is that you get a few pennies in your pocket and the customer's happy. Now, as I'm doing the honing here, I'm trying to stay as close to the bevel angle as possible, but it's not essential. And if anything, I do favour the apex just a little bit. So, I sharpen CBN wheels. Interesting development. Now, I don't have that much experience with the CBN wheels, but the one that I did have experience with failed very quickly because it was 1,000 grit. And I don't know what happened, but it peeled and it lifted, the material lifted up, and that failed. So I've kind of been a little bit anti-CBN, but you know, that was just one little experience. It could have been a fault in the wheel, who knows. I bought it secondhand used. It might have already been sort of, you know, ruined before I got it, who knows. Beautiful. Ooh, sharp enough, that's for sure. All right, let's get onto that carving knife. Now this one is a bit wonky. I don't know if you can see that. But it comes, it seems to have a bit of a dip here on the tip. A dip on the tip. I don't know if I should worry about that. Might leave it, see how it comes out. You can always drive around dips and things, but I do like to get them straight. However, going over to the linishing machine does remove a lot of metal, and we don't want that too much. Let me lower that a bit. I love these old WM200s. They're fast, They tell me exactly what I need to know. Plus, I think people have got too much of a fascination with knife angles. I don't think it's that essential. You know, I'll be honest, some of them I don't even check the angle because I recognise it. And I know when it looks correct. Plus, everybody, including for centuries, has never measured the angle. They just do what they do. It's only since Tormek has given us the tools to measure the angle that we've become fascinated with them. And rightly so, it is interesting. And without the Tormek angle finder, I wouldn't have been able to know what is a correct angle and what isn't. It's just that now, after having done 80 billion knives, I've got a rough idea of what it's supposed to look like, you know. This jig handle is so good. I love it so much. It makes it so much easier to just control the knife. This big hat here keeps it from moving around. If you're thinking of buying one, just grab one. You'll love it. I'll guarantee it. And if you're one of the people who purchased one of the early ones, and you're finding that it's a little bit, or you've broken it accidentally, of course, let me know and I'll replace it for free. But if you want to upgrade to the new thumb cup, let me know, hit me up via email and I'll give you a special discount code to give you a nice big fat discount for upgrading. You've already paid once, no need to pay full price again. And from all reports, you're loving them. Really makes a difference. Even there's been some reports from people who didn't know about haven't used the old style jig, but immediately, as soon as they pop this on, they realise that this is definitely the way that they should have been designed originally. Now, I don't know why they were designed with their new style little flappy handle there, but who knows? It is what it is. Okay, that's ready to go, but I want to just refine it a little bit. Got some more of these diamond plates in as well, but they sell out so fast. Let me know if you want one. Hopefully by the time this video is released, I would have opened up the shopping cart again to be able to sell these to you. Now they are made in China, which means that sadly, if you're from America or the USA, there's going to be a little bit of extra tariff fee paid straight to your government, which I'm not opposed to. It's not super massive, and it's not the 100% that was touted. That is mostly for electric vehicles and other things like that. This is just a normal, I think it's 20% that gets added on. As much as I'd love to send them out for free, I cannot. Because these are very different to the ones that you can randomly buy on eBay. This brand lasts a long time. I've been using this one for ages. This is on since at least before the last wheel. Still fresh, not worn out or anything. The 80s, of course, they last a long time, so they're fine. But if you want, head over to isharpen.shop and grab yourself one of those as well, or a pair. I'll pop them in a box and mail them out to you lickety-split. As always, I sharpen the back of the burr first, so the burr is on the top side, and by polishing or honing the back of the burr, I weaken the burr and it comes off much easier. Like now, I'm on the burr side now. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wipe off the excess honing compound, because what I don't want is honing compound or any compound on my kangaroo tail. That must remain raw. Kangaroo tail has inbuilt very high silicate content, which means that it's slightly abrasive just by itself, raw, brand new. And plus the fibers are very strong, so they stay attached to the leather and physically rip out the micro burr, whereas if you use cow leather, the fibers on the cow leather are very soft and weak, and the burr will stay on the knife and pull the fibers out of the leather instead of the other way around. All right, let's see how we go. Oh, beautiful entry. Look at that. Oh, got a little bit caught there. Just give it another little. Oh, great entry. Nice. Stropping makes a huge difference, huge difference. I didn't think it would make as much difference as it does, but it does. All right, let's get onto this little santoku. Now down a little bit. Perfect. Now this looks quite rounded off, so I'm going to roughen the wheel up again. Straight into it. Couple of passes. Maybe a third. Maybe a fourth. That looks better. One. Two. Three. 4. We've got a burr. A couple on each side. The good thing about having a wide thumb cup is you can just place it on there and you know you're straight. There's no guessing, because if you're off you can immediately tell. Nice sharp corners there, so there's no doubt if you're crooked you'll know straight away. That helps improve your knife sharpening. Let's get it smoothed out with a 320. You can immediately hear that it's a much quieter grind, because the grains on the wheel have been lowered and join to make a smoother surface, which you can physically feel with your thumb. That's it, we're done. I can't see that as taking too much longer than a sanding belt, but with the increased perfect accuracy of the Tormek. Great machines, love them. If you're thinking of buying one and you think, oh, they're just too expensive, well, compared to what? If you're going to start charging a little bit for sharpening, then you'll get your money back very quick. Text message. But also keep your eye out for second-hand machines. That's what I've done. Both of mine are second-hand used. I haven't paid full price for a Tormek machine ever. Smooth as ice. Who's texting me? Oh, I love your movies. A message from a chap in Perth. Ooh. Love your doggo. Down to earth, honest. I've inspired him to test the waters with regards to starting a sharpening business. Got a good job in the oil and gas industry, but yearned for freedom in my final working years. He's 56 years old. I currently have a home. Okay, this is... decided to take the plunge with a T8. Oh, fantastic. Well, that's good to know. Fans. I love inspiring people to start a knife sharpening business. The freedom that I feel, I work from home, people bring their knives to me, they pat the dog, they laugh at my jokes, and they put money in my pocket and then they leave. I mean, could you ask for anything better in a lifestyle? There you go, that was good. I encourage you all to become knife sharpeners. It is the oldest skill known to man. Think about it. Not the oldest business, the oldest skill. People started sharpening stones, of course, first. But it was before farming, it was before what? How are you going to cut the hide off an animal to make a jacket so you're not freezing cold in your cave without something sharp? Oh, just check. Lower that a little bit. And again, this has got a few little roughy bits, so I'm going to hit it with the 80 grit. Nice. All the weird bits have gone. Finish it off with a 320. Once you get into the flow of using a Tormek, it's fast, it's accurate, it's precise, and it gives you fantastic results, especially if you use my little methods and tricks, which you learn by watching this channel. I try and mention as many of my tips over and over again in every video, because you may be visiting this channel for the first time. Welcome. Hit the subscribe button. And if you are enjoying this, hit the like button. It tells the algorithm to send it out to more people because it's a good video. Helps me a lot. You know that, I know you know that, but sometimes unless you ask, people forget. So I'm asking you, please hit that like button if you like it. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. And if you want to hit the notification bell, you know what? Not real happy with that bird. It doesn't feel very strong to me. Oh yeah, no, it's there, it's there. Oh, I might just give it one more run. That's why I leave the jig handle on as I go over there, because after I've wiped it all, I can finally feel it. And if there's something I'm not happy with, I can just come straight back on here and give it another run. Without having to adjust anything. Small aircraft off in the distance, one of my favourite sounds. It just brings me peace. Am I alone? Am I weird? Or do you also like the sound of machinery off in the distance? Could be an aeroplane, could be a lawnmower. But I'm not an animal. The sound of a leaf blower in the distance annoys me. So I think that's correct. Having said that, I just bought new batteries for my own leaf blower. Wow, grass blower. I paid a couple of young kids to come and mow the lawn and they massacred it. So I have to do it again myself. Oh well, these things happen. Now this is the last knife, so this video is coming to an end. Don't forget to visit isharpen.shop and pick up your brand new bright yellow version 3.0 Baz knife jig, this bit here. This is the KJ45 from Tormek. You'll have to buy that yourself, but you take off their handle, you screw mine on, and happy days. Let's have a look here. Oh, a little bit weird. Every knife must pass the cigarette paper test, because that saves me from best testing, because I know that if it glides through here, it's around about 100 or below, and that's plenty sharp for any knife. There you go, much better. Beep. Lovely. So that's the end of this movie. KitchenAid. Not a bad little knife. Just done 5 of them in, I don't know, how long did that take? Let me have a look on the video. Well, that was 41 minutes, but I did a lot of talking, so not bad. I will see you in the next movie. Thank you for watching. Visit isharpen.shop. Consider grabbing a nice version 3.0, heavy duty, round, big thumb cups. You're going to love it. And keep an eye out for the diamond plate sale that's coming up shortly and should be live by the time you're watching this movie. If not, hit me up and I'll send you a price and we can get those out to you. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next movie. Oh, you want to see Chili? There he is. Chili, they want to see you, mate. Let's zoom in on your perfect head. Oh, say hello? You're not sure? You want to say hello? Good boy. Yeah.